All right, so let's see. Okay. You did? That's awesome. Okay, so I wanted to jump on here for a second because my phone does not have that much on there. But I have, of course, I've been down a little bit, y'all. But I'm back yesterday. I don't know what was going on. It got really bad. But now that I feel a lot better, I wanted to update you guys on the Gabby Petito case. There was an error in my initial video that I posted on TikTok. I am live on TikTok and on Facebook, so if that's why it looks like I'm going back and forth. So I had initially said that they had left from Florida, but they did leave to set out on this 4-month cross-country trip from her hometown in New York. So I just wanted to do kind of like an overview and then also talk about the double homicide that happened in Utah that police are not ruling out as a possible connection. So Gabby and her boyfriend, Brian, so they did get engaged last year, and according to their family, it was said that they just thought that they were too young, and so they just kind of backed off from the engagement. So that's why you see a lot of conflicting, like some articles calling them her his fiance and some boyfriend. And I initially did call them that they were engaged. So Gabby and Brian leave from New York out west, and they were supposed to be gone for 4 months, and they were going to end up at a friend's house in Portland, Oregon in sometime in October. And so on this journey, they are in a camper van that belongs to Gabby, and they are hitting different national parks as they head out. Like they went to Colorado Springs, they were in Kansas, Utah, and all of those places. So that was on July 2nd that they left New York and headed out to west. So we're going to skip all the way up to August 12th. So on August 12th, they were actually in Moab City, Utah, and they were arguing. They had this fight, and people that were around them actually called 911 so that they could intervene in some type of way. And Gabby and Brian actually were pulled over as they were speeding down the highway. So this is like a big issue that I have, and I know that it sounds kind of crazy, especially because we're talking about somebody that's missing. But if you've seen the officer's body cam video, you would see that I'm sorry guys, I can't really focus on. Let's see, hold on. Well, maybe. If you guys seen Oh, what happened there? Hold on. I apologize, y'all. I am not sure what is happening right now. Something is really weird, and I'm not sure what it is. Facebook just kind of cut off, and I'm not exactly sure why. Okay, hold on. Sorry. That was really weird. I don't know. I need to hurry up because my phone's going to die. Okay, so as you guys seen on the police body cam footage, they pulled them over. This was on August 12th, right? This was after they had gotten into this argument, and then they took off, and bystanders had already called police. So when they were pulled over, officers pulled them over. Gabby is extremely emotional. Brian is, he's just acting like, well, what's going on? You know, whatever. So they're talking, asking them what happened, and Gabby's just basically saying that she's overwhelmed, she's stressed, she struggles with OCD, she also struggles with anxiety. He stresses her out, and she's trying to build this social media page, this blog, and he doesn't believe in her. And what happened was he tried to lock her out of the van, and that's when she climbed through a back window, got in, and she began to attack him. Now, when the officers go and speak to Brian, you can visibly see scratches all over him, all over his face. That's like right in this area, which is his right side or whatever. And that's when, he says that, she hit him. He was trying to calm her down and so forth. Now, here's where my issue is. When it gets to... Okay, when it gets to... they're talking to Gabby. They tell Gabby to go into the back of the police car. She's not under arrest at this time, but they just want to talk to her. So when they get to her, the officer is saying, like, I want to know, when you attacked him, when you put these scratches on him, when you assaulted him, was your intent to hurt him, to harm him? And she says no, like, I just wanted him to stop telling me to calm down. And I think that right there is a whole issue in itself. So I feel like in society, we are so quick to dismiss the fact that men can be victims of domestic violence. Because if the situation was flipped and Gabby had scratches all over her, he would have went to jail, as he should have. And I feel like in this situation, she should have went to jail. And I think that if she did, we would not be looking for Gabby Petito today. So they ask her, was that your intent? No. And they tell her, like, depending on how you answer this, that is how we're going to proceed with this situation. Pretty much giving her the option of what's going to happen to her, even though she admitted, even though she confessed that she attacked him. Now, do I think that, he hit her first? Yeah. Like, it said that he had, pushed her face in another area. But I just believe that if they would have, took this situation as a domestic abuse situation, as opposed to just ruling it as an emotional and mental break, that maybe things would be different right now. Okay, so that was that. They end up telling them that they needed to be separate for the night. So this is Gabby's van. It is registered, it is in her name. It is Gabby's van. So they take Brian to a hotel for the night, and then Gabby stays in the van. Now, that was on August 12th, right? So I put this picture up because I wasn't exactly sure how I was going to, right? Like, it doesn't make sense to me. Okay. So, on August 12th, and at first I was like, no, they're reaching, like, they're doing a little bit much. But then, like, the more I looked at it, the more I was like, hold on, this might be something, like, something might be up here. Okay. So, that was on August 12th, right? So, on August 13th, this couple, I'm going to show y'all here. This is Kylan, and that's her wife, Crystal, right? Kylan is the one with the locks, and Crystal is the other one. So, on August 13th, they were last seen in Moab City, right? And the one with the locks, which is Kylan, she actually works at Moonflower Co-op, and that is where the day before Brian and Gabby's whole argument had started. That's where the police were called at. And she actually left about an hour and a half before this whole argument between Brian and Gabby happened. However, around this time, Kylan and Crystal were telling their friends and family that there was this creepy guy that was really, like, creeping them out. Like, he was really weird, that was along their campsite. Now, they also lived in a camper van. They'd gotten married back in April, I believe it was. And they also lived in a camper van, and just said that this dude was really creepy, had been staying near their campsite, and that they wanted to move, and that they were going to move because it was really creepy. Okay. So on August 13th, that was the last time that they had been heard of. On August 18th, the bodies of Kylan and her wife Crystal were discovered at their campsite, and there has been no murder suspect like identified in that murder. Now, like I said, I just thought people were maybe reaching, but then it's kind of like, hold on, like, because some people were saying, is that why Gabby was so upset, like, when they got pulled over? I don't know her personally, and I know what she did say, that she struggles with anxiety. I struggle with anxiety, so a lot of things are really overwhelming to me, and I do get worked up a lot. Do you think Gabby should have been charged with domestic violence? I absolutely think that Gabby should have been charged with domestic violence, because, like I said, like, in this situation, it's a lot different now, obviously, but there's so many couples like this where the men are being abused, and because they're men, it just gets dismissed. Like, come on, stop, you know? But I feel like if she was charged, if she was arrested that night, that we would not be in this situation. Good evening, Belinda. I'm sorry, you guys. Oh, thank you for the rose. So are we thinking the creepy guy might have got Gabby? No. People are suspecting that the creepy guy could have been Brian. Which, I know it seems like a reach, but then it's like, is it really? You know? So, on August 18th, unfortunately, the bodies of Kylan and her wife, Crystal, were found at their campsite. Okay, so, on August 24th, Gabby and Brian were seen checking out of a hotel in Salt Lake City, Utah. And the last video call, so on August 25th, this was the last time that Gabby had FaceTimed with her mother. So this is the last time that she had visibly seen her daughter. On August 27th and August 30th, her mother receives text messages from Gabby's phone, because she was not able to get in contact with them during this time. And she just kind of chucked it up to the fact that there was no reception in national parks. I mean, you're in like wilderness and stuff like that. So that is, you know, kind of what comes with the territory. And so that's what she was thinking. But for her to go a couple of days without talking to her daughter was not normal. So on the 27th and the 30th, she received text messages from Gabby. Now, I'm only seeing information about one of those text messages, which was I believe the 30th, and it said that they were in Yosemite. Yeah, I think that's how you pronounce it. And that there was no reception. And now her mother believes that that was not Gabby at all, because if you can't get in contact with your mom because there's no reception, like, I don't know, I would, if I was writing like, hey mom, love you, there's no reception, like, call you tomorrow, or we'll be driving somewhere tomorrow. But that was that. Okay, so that was the last time that any information had come from Gabby's phone. So now we know that on the 29th, which is a day before this text message was sent, there is this girl on TikTok called Miranda. Her name is Miranda Baker, and she said that she and her boyfriend picked up Brian, who was hitchhiking. Now, they were living in a camper van, but he was hitchhiking, and this was in the Grand Teton, at Coulter Bay in Grand Teton, which is Wyoming. So police did speak with her. So you can find those TikToks too if you look up probably hashtag Brian or Miranda Baker. You'll be able to find them. And she was basically just saying that as soon as she had mentioned like that they were going to Jackson Hole, because I guess they just said Jackson, which is around that area, but then when they mentioned Jackson Hole, he got like really irritated or something, and he's like, I gotta get out. So he said that he had been hitchhiking, camping, and according to her and her boyfriend, they said that he didn't look like anybody that had been hitchhiking and, you know, all of that stuff. Like, he didn't look dirty, he didn't smell bad or anything that you would think was typical of someone that would be hitchhiking. And he had mentioned that his wife was working on their social media page, but he said that, like, where they dropped him off, he said that he would be able to find someone else to continue on this hitchhiking journey, which made no sense because they have a camper van. So that was that. And then on September 1st, Brian actually returns back to Florida in Gabby's camper van. So the camper van that they had been in. He drove it back to Florida, and it was parked at his parents' house, and obviously Gabby was not with him. And then Gabby's mother had been trying to get in contact with Brian, trying to get in contact with his family, asking about where, Gabby is, to no avail. Nobody texted, nobody called. There was no type of communication at all. And then on September 11th, they officially filed a missing persons report for Gabby, that she was missing. And she filed it in New York, but of course they began searching in the last place that she knew of, which was in Wyoming. Because when she had FaceTimed her on August 25th, it was in Wyoming, which is her last known destination. So up until this point, Brian has refused to say anything. His parents have refused to say anything. They did get Gabby's camper van from his parents' home where he drove it to, because it is hers, and they took it in for evidence. There's not anything as far as if they found anything. At first glance, they said everything seemed pretty clear, but that means nothing. Nobody has said absolutely anything until, and he lawyered up. And his attorney did make a statement saying that, the family hopes that Miss Petito is found safe and reunited with her family. Which is just like, bro, like, you were supposed to be engaged to this girl. Like, this was going to be, his family's, daughter-in-law. Like, it just seems so heartless and distant and emotional, like, for a mother especially. And I'm not saying that, no, I am saying that. I feel like as a parent, it is your job. This Stacy, is Steve cheating? Wait, what? I don't know what that means. I'm convinced. Yeah, I'm completely convinced he did it as well. But I feel like as a parent, it is your job to parent, and like that means having your child's back no matter what, but also like calling them on their shit. Like, if I had it, first of all, where's Gabby? My son comes home without his girlfriend. Like, wait, where's she at? Because that's not making sense to me. So for them to not even like speak on behalf of that, it was just really cold to me. So on September 14th, which I don't know why it took so long, because in any situation, I thought that when you're the last person seen with said person, that you're going to become a person of interest. But on September 14th, Brian Laundrie was declared a person of interest in the Gabby Petito disappearance, which took some time. So then after that is when the body cam footage from the officers released, and we did see that, and you can find, it's like an hour and a half, hour and 17 minutes or something like that. It is on YouTube, so you can see that whole situation. So was 16th or 17th? I think it was the 17th. Brian's sister got on Good Morning America and just basically said that her family, her children love Gabby and just really hope that she's found, but also said that she has not spoken with her brother either. Which is weird to me, that it feels like her parents are telling Brian not to speak with her either. Like, I don't know. So that's kind of what is happening now. Also, I know somebody said, about the phones. They just got access to Brian and Gabby's phones. So hopefully in the next, I don't know how long it takes, but a couple of days, they start to be able to, look at that information from their phones and start to track, different things. So that is kind of everything that's happening now. Brian is not, I guess, accessible. People were saying that he is missing. Brian is not missing. Gabby is missing. Brian has fled. And then I did post something on my Instagram that I saw, but I said that I had not confirmed it, which was that somebody said that there was a suicide down in Northport, Florida. Another person said that it was completely fake. So I will be deleting that. But like I said, I never said that it was confirmed. I just saw it and I was just like, wow, I hope this is not what that is. So it was just like, oh, I love it. Yeah, well, y'all know I've been at my mom's. Well, I don't know if y'all know that, but I've been at my mom's. We've been displaced for like 11 days now because of the sewer backup that they're refusing to fix and I'm refusing to go back into. So I've been getting the best nightgowns. No, they have not found her. I freaking agree. And it, like, you know, I never want to put certain stuff out in the atmosphere, like, but sometimes it's kind of like, it is what it is. Like, this is what it looks like, you know? And I pray to God that, you know, he just left her somewhere and she was able to pull herself out of it. But the way he's acting, and it's just like, he had so much, like, I don't know, courage, balls, whatever, to just be able to drive like her van back home, you know? And the fact, like, with the text messages and her mom not believing that it was her just kind of shows me like there's something more sinister going on. And it's really, really scary. Yes, just loyal. I absolutely agree with that. Like, yeah, I think so too. I think that after, because that's what people were saying, like, well, he went to a hotel. And it's like, I've been in an abusive relationship where my ex-husband was told to leave, and then after the police left, he would come back. And we would argue some more, and more abusive crap would happen, and then, you know, it would just, yeah, that's what it was. But there was a friend of Gabby's, I cannot think of her name, I saw the video earlier, that said that she felt like she was kind of her only friend in Florida, like once she moved to Florida from New York, and they had met on Bumble, which is a dating site, but you can also do Bumble for friends where you can meet like girls, guys, whatever. They had met, and like she had talked about how the relationship with Brian was completely controlling. He was like really jealous. And he had these episodes like that he would go through. Like there would be times where Gabby would stay at her house because they had gotten into it so much, or, you know, he was just being really abusive. And one incident where they were supposed to go out and like bar hop and just hang out. He actually took her ID to prevent her from going out, and like just stuff like that. But I honestly think he's like textbook narcissist. Just how he was, when they pulled him over, how he was, like how he just was so calm and just like, you know, I'm just trying to figure everything out, and it just like, it made my blood boil, because I could, like, I don't know, because obviously I wasn't there, but it seemed like he was just like poking and poking and poking and poking, and then she reacted, the reactive abuse, and then he got all these scratches on him, and now he's just a victim. Like, well, I just wanted her to calm down, and I just wanted her to, and it was just like, like, it really like boils my blood. But like I said, like on Twitter, like, he's not able to love bomb and gaslight, you know, the nation that are looking for Gabby, and so that's why he fled. Like, nobody's believing his bullshit. Nobody's listening to what he's talking about, because what he's saying and what he's doing, well, he's not saying anything, but what he's doing just doesn't make sense. So I just wanted to like try to, I guess, do like a whole briefing of what's been happening about the case. Thank you, Sheeta Bop. No, Sheeta Boop. I'm doing a lot better. I said earlier last night, I thought last night was it, y'all. I was doing so bad. So I think it was like the last whatever. And my kids are just coughing right now, so hopefully they'll be at school. on Monday, and I can sort this whole apartment deal out because I'm ready to go home. Oh, you think what's it say? Daniela, that his sister wanted to win time? Yeah, because she didn't really say nothing. So I never thought about that. That's true, though. Because she definitely wasn't saying nothing. Yeah, definitely controlling. Yeah, I'm constantly on TikTok and Instagram just, like, looking up the hashtag. I agree. If he was smart, he would have stayed right there. Because coming all the way back to Florida, it's like you ain't think nobody's going to ask about her? Yes, just loyal. And that's what I was watching the news yesterday, and that's what he was, I think, retired FBI or whatever, and he was just like, you have to understand, like, he went from, you know, Wyoming all the way to Florida. Like, worst case scenario, Gabby could be anywhere between that. And it was just terrible. Maybe she broke up with him and he snapped. Yeah, some people were saying that too. Yeah, I think, and you know what, and with this case blowing up so fast, cases like this, and I say like this, which is the typical pretty white girl, not that I don't want it to blow up. I do, because she needs to come home. But there is a missing 25-year-old man from Bloomington, Illinois, named Jelani Day. And people were talking about, like, why is the FBI not involved in his case? Why is his case not plastered across headlines and, you know, news stations everywhere? And it should be. And it's not, but, you know, something that I did learn about when I started doing a lot of these cases is something called missing white woman syndrome. And that's basically when white women that go missing become a priority over anyone else, whether people of color, even men. And so in this situation, it happened. And like I said, I'm completely grateful that it happened, that it blew up, because Gabby's family deserves justice. Gabby's family deserves to know where she's at. However, it is very unfortunate that people of color, that men, don't get as much attention as missing white women. And I think a lot of times this whole case has become entertaining for some people, but I think people have to also realize that there's a family at home, like, hurting. There's a family at home not eating, not sleeping, not knowing where their child is. Like, can you imagine, you know, knowing that your child is out there and not knowing if they're okay, and there's somebody that has the potential to tell you exactly where they're at and they're refusing to, you know? So it's never to discount or dismiss any feelings that are happening, because I'm so grateful that Gabby's getting the attention that she deserves. Everybody deserves that type of attention. It's just unfortunate that people like Jelani Day from Bloomington, Illinois, that's been missing for quite some time, do not get that same attention, because he and his family deserve justice, deserve closure, deserve healing as well, deserve some type of answers. He should be happy as my daughter. Listen, I'm killing everybody from Florida to Wyoming. I'm blowing the house up. I might get banned for that. I ain't saying nothing to you. Oh, for sure, Jessica. And I think with the phones, that's going to be something that is going to really, like, blow this whole thing open. And there's nothing that Brian can do to stop it. Yeah, in an article it said that a bystander had witnessed him, like, push her face, and she scratched him. Thank you so much, Teresa. And she scratched him. And so you could see even in that video, she was still, like, when they had to say, well, tell him I love him, tell him this, tell him, and it's like, that is like textbook abusive relationship. Like, You locked me out of my car that I paid for. And his family let him get away. Yeah, and now they called the police because we haven't seen Brian since Tuesday. So either one, you're lying, which is very possible because we know how you treated Gabby this whole entire time. Or two, he really is missing, which, not missing, but hiding. And now you want people to help you search for him when you've allowed this family to just pretty much, like, die. You know what I'm saying? Why they're searching for their child when your child has all the answers. He is definitely crazy. Hi, Cat. I think that's how you pronounce it. I'm sorry. Hey, girl. Hey, Nunu, babe. Yeah, I jumped on here because I thought that it would be easier instead of... They've been together for a few years. I guess they rekindled kind of after high school in 2000. So they've been together since 2019. And then in July 2020, they got engaged. And then according to her parents, you know, they thought they were kind of moving too fast because they were too young for the engagement. So they backed off of that. So that's what I was saying earlier in the live, is that's why you see conflicting posts about some people calling him her boyfriend and some fiance. He is that kind of person that loves have to control. Oh yeah, for sure. I'm telling you, textbook narcissist. Is this the young lady that went on a trip and her boyfriend came home without her? Yes. We're talking about Gabby Petito. I see people say it reminds them of Chris Watts. Yes, there was a video. My phone's getting ready to die, y'all, so I'm going to get off here. But, not a video. What do you call that? A picture that they put side to side. Which, of course, entertaining, I get it. But it was creepy. I don't know where it's at now. But it was really creepy. I don't know where it's at. But I was like, creep. But yeah, he definitely gives me Chris Watts vibes. This one isn't extreme as that family, but just as bad. Oh, for sure, yeah. I think the comparison is just not so much what has possibly happened, but just how psycho Brian is. Like, I don't know, just the audacity that you thought you were just going to come back with her stuff, not even in your own. Yeah, I see a lot of people doing it on TikTok. I hope for the right reasons. Talking about it, or he reminded me of a lot of Chris Watts at the body cam. Yeah. His language too. Or body language. I said language. I meant body language. I'm sorry. What's your best theory? So again, I'm not trying to be negative at all. But I truly feel like, especially after everything that's come out now, I do believe that he has, I believe she has passed on. I really do. And I don't think it was accidental. I know that some people were saying, well, maybe she fell because they were taking, really crazy hikes and, stuff like that. But I don't think, I think that he did something extremely sinister to her, and just thought he could get away with it. Trying to... Definitely a narcissist. Yeah, I'm trying to understand... If you named this dude a person of interest on the 14th, shouldn't y'all have had eyes on him? Like, I just feel like, and forget that. Take off person of interest. Once Gabby's family reported her missing on the 11th, and y'all knew that Brian or his family were not talking, I feel like y'all should have had eyes on him. I don't know if I'm just, being bamboozled by, like, Law and Order and stuff, but I feel like, why would you let the only person that could crack this case open get away? What he did, he done before that couple picked him up to use them. I absolutely believe that. But I feel like it backfired on him because he drove the van home. Like, why are you hitchhiking when you have a whole van out here? Hi, cousin. He told them his girlfriend was working on social media, alluding that she was alive. Exactly. They're maybe thinking he drove back with her. I just seen they are searching in Florida. Reserved for her. Ooh, I haven't seen that. Hey, my favorite. Hi, Gucci girl. How are you? What are your pronouns? She, her. I hope they're looking for him. Me too. I wish they would have never. Do you think Brian might try or succeed in I could see it. I don't know. A part of me could see it, but then because I'm so stuck on this narcissist thing, I think that he thinks that he could get away with it, and that oh no, I could just But the fact that he hasn't said anything also concerns me. So I don't know. I think it's very possible. He was smart enough not doing anything in the van. That's very true. Yeah, Aaliyah, I saw that's what his family said, that they hadn't seen him since Tuesday. And I don't know if they're lying or if that's like legit. But not them wanting people to look for their son when they didn't help look for Gabby. You think he's out of the country? I wonder if he has a passport. If she disappeared late August, then why did her family report her missing on the 11th? So the last message that her family thought that they received from Gabby was on August 30th. And I can't exactly say why they waited 11 days, but they did. I don't know. Y'all are saying that y'all think he left the country. Well, that's actually something that can be found out. So that's good too, like that can be ruled out pretty quickly. Hi, Carib woman. I think it's Caribbean woman, all it was supposed to be. How are you? Aw, hi. Bestest. Oh, I think he hurt her. Well, sorry to say he killed her, sadly. Yeah, I don't want to say that, but I definitely think that's what happened. I do think that Gabby has passed on. Thank you so much for the roses. I'm thinking so, but as many cameras there are. I know. That's what's concerning to me. Like, I don't know. I'm just hoping, like, especially with, like, gas, getting gas on the way here. If he had a phone, paying tolls or anything that could track him, down here. Like, not down here, I'm in Indiana, but back to Florida. He 100% thinks he can get away with it. Absolutely. Hey, old craft buddy. Who is that? I'm not recognizing the name. I don't think I can click the account. Oh, from Texas. I think that's you. Gabby is, Gabby Petito. She is missing right now. But where was the van when he hitchhiked? Exactly. I think it was all part of the plan. I think Daniela said it, like, just to set something up. I think it was all part of the plan, because how are you hitchhiking but then you're going back to your car? You're not making sense. You're out to do something. 6% left, y'all. Was not does not make sense. But yeah, I don't, that, and like I said, I do feel like, because the police, I think they should be searching around Jackson Hole. Yeah, because that's exactly where, because are you referring to Miranda Baker? That picked him up, the girl that talked about it on TikTok. That's where she said that she was there, and I heard something about Snake River or something like that. I don't know if I'm making that up. But, yeah. I keep updating on Google to see if there's any updates. Miranda has spoken with the police, but that has not been but that information has not. Does Miranda have proof driving him? So she does have like text messages where she texted her mom and was like, we just picked up a hitchhiker, and her mom was basically like, you know, do you want to get killed, blah blah whatever. It was like, oh, we just dropped him off, we're safe. So she does kind of have that, but I don't understand what her gain in this would be, especially after talking to police. I know that people do it all the time. There are a lot of people doing really insensitive things like that, but I don't think she's lying. I think she genuinely, like the rest of the country, wants to find Gabby. Yes, but what was weird to me, because what I'm understanding is that Jackson and Jackson Hole are interchangeable. They're the same thing. So unless he's not familiar with that area, and he said Jackson, and then some people were like, well, do you think that he was talking about Jackson, Florida? And it's like, I don't know. I don't hitchhike, but are people giving that long of a drive? Like, are they hitchhiking? I don't know. But yeah, that definitely would be a good place to start. Gabby is 22 years old. So it is. It's all really sad, and it's very unfortunate. And just updating it, saying that agents are searching in Wyoming for Gabby, and that they're looking in Florida for Brian. And are they looking for him because he's a person of interest? Or are they looking for him because he fled? Because according to my calendar, he's been a person of interest since Thursday. They have not been looking for him for 4 days. So I'm trying to figure out... No, Tuesday, I'm sorry. Tuesday is the 14th. I'm trying to figure out, why are they suddenly looking for him? That doesn't make sense to me. Definitely, Jessica. Hopefully we do. Because it's a lot. And I'm wondering, because her family is actually that's why they're looking for him. So I'm wondering if the family said something, because the family is the one that called the police over to the house to say that they have not seen Brian since Tuesday, which is when he became officially a person of interest in this case. And cover your mouth, please. And I'm wondering if they disclosed any information, and that's why they're now looking for him. What? I'm on live. Move, bro.
Bye.
You're crazy. And I'm wondering if that's why they're now looking for him. It's TikTok, honey.
I like TikTok. I like doing TikTok.
He went to clean up his mess. Listen.
Can you show people me what I look like?
People know what you look like, music.
Why?
It's not about you right now.
How?
Because we ain't talking about you. Stop.
Hey.
Okay, move. Bye, Felicia.
I want to eat.
Okay, move. I'm coming. Thanks for keeping it. Okay. I don't know how they don't know
Are
where
you
he's at.
welcome? I've been quiet for you.
What?
I've been quiet when you do this.
You didn't be quiet for me.
Yes, I was. I was like,
I asked you guys to quit yelling. That's what I said.
I did.
Okay, and I appreciate it. You want a cookie?
Huh?
Well, you want a cookie? I missed that. I thought he was working with them. Oh no, Tiffany, he has not spoke at all.
I can't have a cookie because of my cavities.
Thank God the FBI is involved. Yes. Hi, Daniela Sunshine. Wait. Is that the same Daniela that's been talking, or am I don't want to be slow and be like saying hi to people that's been on here. Oh, they're saying hi to music. I was like, hi. The Brian's parents called the police to the house and said, we have not seen Brian since Tuesday, which happens to be the day that police officially named him a person of interest. And apparently they wanted help finding him. The audacity, right? I think he dropped her off in one of the middle of those parks. I don't know. It's just, it's a lot, y'all. Yeah, I was so confused. I'm sorry. I forgot my kid just took my daggone phone and was like, hi. But yeah. I don't know. It's a lot. Exactly. It's a lot. Exactly. I know. And that's what's like, it's weird that it took that long from the 11th to the 14th that even name him a person of interest. You would think that he would already be one off top considering the circumstances. I know. She's 22. It's so sad. Like her whole life, she was doing what so many people would have loved to do, and like he just, I don't know what he do. What he did. They were documenting their whole trip, then out of nowhere came home without her after. I know. And people are also starting to suspect that some of the last posts on Gabby's Instagram were actually him. And a lot of the posts have been edited too. And he actually deactivated her Instagram. When was it, like 4 days ago? I thought he deleted it, but I'm not as familiar with Instagram as I am with stuff like Facebook, so I didn't know that you could deactivate and come back, but yeah. Is this the Florida couple? Yes. Where's the footage? The footage of the incident from the police, from the fight that they had, that is on YouTube. If you just look up Gabby Petito footage or police footage, it'll come up. I wonder what he told his family. How do you explain that? I know. That's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like as a parent, especially as a mother, like, you should check that. Like, I'm gonna have your back the whole way, but if you're wrong, like, you're wrong. As a parent, especially as a mother, like, you should check that. Like, I'm gonna have your back the whole way, but if you're wrong, like, you're wrong. I'm gonna be wrong with you. Like, I'm still gonna support you, but you're wrong, and I'm gonna say something about it. Documented it like through YouTube and Instagram. That man did that. Whatever he did, he definitely did it. And the fact that he's so quiet about it instead of just being like, okay, this is what's going on, you know? And I feel like, especially the way that she responded during that, when the police got with, you know, talked to them or whatever, with anxiety that she's just not going to be somewhere and not have her family know that she's okay. But yeah, it's a lot. But I just wanted to jump on here. I tried to go live on Facebook. Facebook wasn't having it, which is cool. I got to hang out with y'all for a minute. But yeah. But I will try to post either tomorrow or Monday when my kids go to school. Did Gabby call the police on the highway? No. So the police were called when they were at the Moab co-op, and bystanders had actually called the police, and then they had left, and the police found them and pulled them over. How you get everything straight with your apartment? I haven't got anything together with my apartment. Oh, have you? Are you saying have you? How are you? I don't know. Have you? I think they're saying have. Hope you. Okay. Yeah, me too. Cause it's I'm about over it. Like, it's a lot. But I'm grateful that I have my mom's house that I can stress her out. Excuse me. Because maybe he snapped of that. Yeah, I don't know, y'all. I think like that one of her friends said that that he would have different episodes, so I'm wondering if this is just, like you said, he just snapped and just, couldn't come back from it. I don't know. So I'm watching like y'all are watching. If y'all get any updates or see anything on TikTok, feel free to continue tagging me in it because I appreciate it. Or on Instagram at Hey Girl Let's Talk Crime, or over on Facebook at Hey Girl Let's Talk Crime. Hoping this week I'll have a podcast episode up. And I did find someone to interview, a CPS, a social worker, so that we can figure out what CPS's role is in these children's lives that are unfortunately losing them in these abusive homes. Anybody else they would have this picture and crime record all over social media? Oh, for sure. Oh, for sure. It is. It's going to be extremely insane. And again, a lot of people is just kind of like shocked by everything, but we just have to keep at the forefront of our minds that there's a family that is completely destroyed by this. So while it may be entertaining for the news and ratings for the news, somebody's dying on the inside as they go through this. So I will check y'all out later, and thank you guys for being on here with me. I'm done. And yeah, so I'll see y'all later.
See you later, guys.
I'm done.
Peace.